Triangle paper is my absolute favorite way to make half square triangles when I need to make lots and lots and lots. Now today we're only making 8, which isn't a ton, but it's a decent amount, and it's nice when they come together quick. Once you see how easy it is to use triangle paper, every time you see a quilt that has lots of half square triangles, you're going to want to convert it to a triangle paper quilt. For this block, all of our triangles finish at 3 inches. So we get our triangle paper based on the finished size. This is 3-inch finished triangles on a roll. And it is a long roll of paper that has all the sewing lines and cut lines to make 3-inch finished half square triangles. So we need to cut off however many we need, and so for this we need to make 4 sets because each set will make 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This edge was cut a little close for my comfort, so I'm just going to go ahead and trim it here instead. There are so many triangles in a single roll that I really am not worried about missing just one set of them here. So now I've cleaned off that end. I'm going to go ahead and clean off this end as well. If you're nervous at all, just go ahead and cut way out here, and that's totally fine. And then you'll be able to trim up to your correct size when you go trim everything up. I do try to get the most out of my triangle paper though, so I'm cutting it pretty darn close. Now we need to cut our fabric. We need 1 layer of our background fabric and 1 layer of our focus fabric. And you need to have it cut as wide as your triangle paper and as long as however many triangles you're going to put on there, or if you need more triangles than fit, then you need to cut more sets of strips. So as you can see, I could just go ahead and put lots and lots and lots and lots all on these cut strips, but because we don't need that many, I'm just going to give it a cut right about here. Now I can put these right sides together. These are solid, so there really isn't a right side and a wrong side. We can put our triangles on a roll on top. And we're going to add a couple pins just to keep it from shifting, especially with larger triangle paper. It can shift pretty easily. Now as I'm pinning this, I'm seeing that the way that I cut this, you're not actually getting the most benefit out of triangle paper. You absolutely can stitch this and it's not a problem. You would be stitching basically a double X on this triangle paper, but I want to show you the really cool thing, one of the really cool things about triangle paper, and that is the ability to do a pivot. So I'm going to go ahead and cut myself off a piece right here in the middle so you can really see that cool benefit of triangle paper. Now we're going to be sewing on those dashed lines and cutting on those solid lines. We just want our pins to not be in the way of those dashed lines. So out in this kind of negative space area is perfect. Now we can start really wherever we want, just following the arrows. So here and here, follow the arrows, so here and here, follow the arrows, so here and here, follow the arrows, so here and here. So let's go ahead and do that. On your sewing machine, you can really have any presser foot you want, as long as it does not have a guide, because a guide would get in the way. So this is just my 1/4-inch foot that does not have a guide. You're going to see how incredibly easy this is. Now often when we're using triangle paper, we want to shorten the stitch length. That's going to add extra perforation and make it easier to tear away. I'm going to show you a trick where we don't need to shorten our stitch length for tearing away the paper. Alright, as long as you kept your fingers away from the pins, that shouldn't have been too painful. If you did, hopefully the triangle paper will keep any blood off of the fabric. There we go. So now we have stitched on all of the dashed lines and we get to cut on the solid lines. So I'll start by cutting all the outside lines. And then because I find it easier to maneuver a big piece rather than a bunch of little pieces, I trim off these. If you were doing a longer piece, you would have to cut off your segments into squares before you did this part. But really, you can't go wrong. As long as you're cutting on the solid lines, you can cut them in any order that makes your heart happy. My trick for removing the papers from triangle paper is the foundation piecing water pen. This is actually a tool that I invented for foundation paper piecing, but using triangle paper it's basically a type of paper piecing. You're stitching through the paper into the fabric to get very accurate pieces, and that's basically the definition of paper piecing. So we just fill the reservoir with water. And then it has a tip, and the tip, if I push down, you can see it's not a brush tip, it's a sponge tip. Then I'm going to let that sponge tip fill up with the water, or kind of absorb the water, just so that it's damp. And then if you see, it just leaves little lines of water. It doesn't soak, and it won't soak through to your fabric. And then all you do is take your foundation piecing water pen and run it on the seam lines. Now, depending on the quality of the paper and how much coating it has is how many times you need to run this on your triangles, and also how long you want to let it soak in. So when you first put it on, you'll barely see it, but as it soaks in with this paper, because of the coating on it, you'll see it start to pucker. And then it has dampened that paper, which makes it much, much, much easier to tear. And now you just tear all these papers right off. And that's how we can get away with using a regular stitch length, because the water softens the paper. You don't need all the extra perforations that you get from having more stitches, and also you don't need all the extra strength that you get from having more stitches, because the paper is weakened, and so you don't need extra perforations or extra strength. You can just use your regular stitch length, which also makes it go faster, because when you shorten that stitch length, it also slows down the amount of time it takes to sew your seam. Alright, so I'm going to keep going. Alright, we've laid out the block, and I'm going to sew it together. I'm going to do a really quick sew through. If you want a more detailed sew through, go to yesterday's video where I go through this slower. But for this one, we just want to finish up this block. So this is basically just a 9 patch with a 4 patch in the center. So we're going to sew these two together and these two together, press towards the dark, then sew the top and bottom little row together, and then spin the seams, and then that'll make our 9 patch. So 1 row, 2 row, 3 rows. Then we're going to press towards the background pieces, and then we're going to sew all the rows together, and we're going to press our seams out. So let's go ahead and just do all that real quick. There we go. There's our finished block using triangles on a roll. Now, some awesome benefits to using triangles on a roll are being able to make lots of half square triangles very quickly, being able to cut them accurately because you don't have to draw any lines. All your stitching lines and drawing lines are already on the paper, so that's super nice. Everything is on the grain, so you don't have to worry about wonkiness in your half square triangles from cutting on the bias. Downside is that you do need triangle paper in every correct size. So in this case, I have 3-inch finished half square triangle paper, and that makes 3-inch finished half square triangles. If I wanted 4-inch finished half square triangles, I need to get another roll of 4-inch finished half square triangles. I mean, once you have a roll, unless you're making a quilt that really uses a ton of these, you tend to have a roll for a while, so that's nice because they last a long time and they're not super expensive. Some people also hate ripping out the paper of triangle paper, but I think the accuracy outweighs that, and then the foundation piecing water pen makes ripping out that paper a lot easier as well, so we're happy about that. But this is block 4, And the fourth different method that I've shown you this year for making half square triangles as we do this half square triangle block of the month. If you want more details, get those down below. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. We have more fun ways to make half square triangles and lots more fun things that I'm sharing on this channel. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and let me know down in the comments what you think of triangle paper. All right, my friends, that's it for today. I will see you right here real soon with more quilty fun. Bye for now.